Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel, a platform, and a modality where we apply the principles of philosophy, spirituality, mysticism, and business and strategic planning to rapid lifestyle transformation. Of course, we are in the middle or even at the beginning stages of a phase, so to speak, of strategic planning where I am guiding you through the preliminary phases, and we're going to be going over it periodically, of a year-long strategic plan. And the strategic plan is to get you free from the prison grid, is to get you free from a job and a boss within a year. And of course, for many of you, it will be a lot sooner than that. But we give you a year so that you can be relaxed about it and so that you can experience the freedom of not having a really tough deadline and yet having that deadline in the back of your mind. If you don't understand, that's fine. I'd invite you to watch, say, the last 15 videos, or the last few videos specifically dealing with the strategic plan. And if you're getting on board now, it's not too late. In fact, we have not even started the planning phases. But on October 3rd, we're going to be beginning the second phase of this three-phase plan. Of course, the first phase was planning the plan. And if you have not done that, you can still do that. You can do that up to the day and even the day after. It's no problem. Because all it was sitting down and basically asking yourself what you wanted to get out of this strategic plan and setting times and habits so that you could then start the second phase. And of course, the second phase is going to be the iteration and testing phases, where we are going to actually sit down and we're going to brainstorm streams of income. Then we're going to show you ways where you can road test those and see how many are going to be viable so that you can choose some. That's going to be the second 6-month period coming up. And we're very excited because tomorrow morning we are leaving for the second home of The Real Javier Novoa, Galveston, Texas, beautiful Galveston, Texas, and we're going to be on the beach. And one of those days, hopefully on October 3rd, I'm going to guide you through a little ritual, a little process that will help you to make a full commitment to this plan, that will help you change in your personality so that you will commit yourself fully to this strategic plan. So the strategic plan, if you approach it in a vibrationally sound way, it's going to change your life. So we'd invite you to keep watching the videos here in the next few days. We're going to get very detailed in that phase. And then, of course, the third phase of the plan is going to be the 6 months of actually taking those streams of income that have passed the test, so to speak, and then figuring out what steps we need to take to actually implement those and get those rolling, and what habits and skills we need that we don't have to acquire, and then we're going to practice ourselves in those. And probably the most important question, ladies and gentlemen, it's a question that many business coaches and teachers who are worth their salt will teach, and that is, you don't necessarily ask yourself what you need to achieve something. You ask yourself who you need. And remembering that at base we're all one and we're all in the unity, everyone is simply a reflection or a different shade of your own personality, of your own, shall we say, persona. So therefore it is really what facets of yourself do you need to call to yourself in order to get this done. And of course, we're going to be showing you examples of that and how to get there here in the next few days. What do you need? Who do you need, for example, to be able to implement this plan? Well, first of all, you'll need those around you to understand that you are pursuing a business opportunity or some kind of opportunity. You don't want to tell them the details, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to tell them the details yet. In fact, you don't want to tell anyone about what the end of your strategic plan is until it's well physically underway. For reasons that we've talked about in many videos, for reasons that all of the great teachers talk about, including Jesus, Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks, and others. You don't tell people about what your intention is And we're going to also talk about what, in the course of the next few days, what is the difference between an intention and a goal. It's one that was put into stark relief by the great Trevor Blake, who is an entrepreneur who knows this material. And we draw a lot of material from his books and from his mentorship. And I recommend always to give his books a read, the great Trevor Blake, who is a giant in the pharmaceutical industry, by the way. But your intention, you want to get it very clear, and you want to understand clearly who you need to help you get to that intention. And that person doesn't even necessarily need to be known or recognized by you as a person or as a name yet, but just in your imaginal world, just in your contextual world, you can imagine this person and the qualities they have. If you know a person that fits this description, all the better. You can start focusing on that person mentally. You can start bringing him in vibrationally into your context. Because a lot of people get tripped up because they say, oh my gosh, now I have to go to this person and so on and so forth. You don't want to go to this person quite yet. You don't want to go to them until actually you have a measure of inspiration. And that inspiration will come once you flesh this out more. But you'll want to journal about it. And we're going to be guiding you through that as we get to the second part of this. And of course, now in the meta planning, we're simply asking ourselves who will need to actually be able to implement this plan. And that is having the discipline and the focus, and this is in the positive sense, to actually sit down for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day and actually give yourself to this plan. So if you have not, ladies and gentlemen, today and for the next 2 or 3 days, I'd invite you, if you can, especially since it's the weekend and you have some time off, I'd invite you to sit down and explore, what do you want to get out of this planning process? What is the end of this? And for the sake of the example, and I encourage you all to do this, it is to get financially free. And we're not talking about getting rich, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about being able to have an income that's within the range of your possibility now, within the range of something that you can recognize, within the range of a minimalist approach where you can be comfortable, but that you will be free from working. And all of you can do this. You can replace the income now that you're drawing from a job in a relatively short amount of time if you approach it the way we're approaching it here. And that's not to keep you there forever. That's not even to keep you there for a year, because once you get there, it's not going to feel like a lot. This is simply for the purpose of demonstrating to you that these principles work and getting you free so that for the rest of your life, you'll have this basis of financial stability, so to speak. You're not going to be rich from this, but you'll have this basis of financial stability so that then you can go out there and give all of your focus to creating your masterpieces. And of course, that's going to be following the same steps that we're going to give you throughout this process. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited tomorrow going on the journey and taking you with me on that journey. We are going to be releasing a lot of videos from the road and from the great Galveston, Texas. So until very soon, ladies and gentlemen, this is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa. Much love and appreciation. See you tomorrow.